What is up? Welcome to the Project J&K podcast. We have a special guest today. Woo!
Hi, welcome. Hello. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Okay, so what is your name?
My name is Catherine, longtime listener, big time fan.
Yeah. Okay, so I have a couple of icebreaker questions for you. First, what is your perfect breakfast?
Just anything I think I can grab and go, if we're being honest. In the mornings, it's too much to just be awake.
Wait, do you like sweet or savory more?
Ooh, it's always savory is the leading, and then I think you follow with the sweet. Because I'm like, sometimes I don't want, I don't want cake for breakfast.
Yes, I just can't, I tried to do like oats for a while with like brown sugar and like sweet toppings or berries, and I just can't do it. I like a savory breakfast meal.
I want my salt, I want my eggs, I want my cheese, and I want my fat.
Ooh.
There's not enough fat in like the sweet stuff. I'm like, it just doesn't feel as fulfilling.
Yeah, I need sodium in the morning. That's what I realized. I use sodium in bitter coffee.
Oh, just
Yes.
wake up, just
yes. I went on like a kick for a while where I like only drank Americanos, and then I was like, I'm kind of sad. Just for like the lack of sugar and joy in the morning. I was like, I feel like I'm like hard, like I'm tough and I can handle a bitter drink.
You were going through your South Korea era. You were like Americano this, Americano that.
Yes, I feel like I was. And then I was like, actually, I like joy. I like a caramel macchiato.
I like not thinking about a 9 to 5 and then getting ready and wearing business casual.
Yep.
I like having fun in my life.
That's what it is. I felt very like finance girly, like just like heading to class, like on the grind. So I can't allow myself to like enjoy things because I'm just so locked in.
You're going to come in, you're like, I wear neutrals and like color. That's not here. Can we get back to you on that by Monday? What's the ROI on this? On the coffee?
Yeah. No, literally. Okay,
Crazy.
So second question, what TV show have you recently been hooked on?
I never finished Attack on Titan. So wait. I know what happens. Okay. I've known for a long time.
Yes.
But I just, because, that last season, they split it up into 2 when they released it.
Yeah.
So I never really got around to it because I'm just the kind of person that wants to have the whole thing. I hate microdosing.
Yes, I hate the weekly, like I have to wait until an anime finishes completely before I go back into it because I just get so much like.
I want to know.
What is it? It's like emotional, like, I don't know. I get so emotionally locked into the story that I have to watch the next episode.
It's just like anticipation, and it's like I need to know what happens.
Yes, yeah. I know.
The idea of waiting is horrible.
Yeah.
So I haven't watched Demon Slayer either, but right now it's Attack on Titan just finishing out.
Okay.
Just so, because I'm like, it's all out now.
Yeah.
I know what happens. I need to like just catch up and be done with everybody else.
I waited a long time too before, just because of what you said, like the fact that it's split into 2, like the last season was split when it came out. I just waited for so long
because it ends on a cliffhanger. The worst thing is it ends on a cliffhanger. And look, I get it to maintain viewership, but like Christ.
But it's so like, okay, Attack on Titan is emotionally, they play with you. It's too much. So I get it. I get you. That makes sense. Yeah. You need to watch Demon Slayer though. It's so good.
The newest the movie, I think. Or the newest season. Whenever the Infinity Castle. Yeah, I just haven't started that.
It's so good. I feel like you specifically would be very, very into the new movie. Yes. Kat, I know you. You would be like, ooh, there's like a specific thing. You're like, ooh, I like that. I like
with the antagonist, right?
Yeah. Because I feel the same way about him.
A man that's down bad for just you would burn the world for you.
Would literally
would burn
shirtless.
Separately, I recently heard about I think I want to watch it, the Dracula movie. He waited 400, but like it's like I don't know which rendition it is.
Oh yeah.
He waited 400 years, but apparently the guy is like okay looking, but the way that he plays Dracula is in such this like teasing, yearning, like I'm just waiting for you to finally step into my like clutches, and I'm like, I think I have to.
Yeah.
I think I have to.
I think I have to too. I haven't seen that. I saw Nosferatu. The urine was scary.
The urine was there. I just couldn't like stay locked into it because there were like certain scenes where you're like, she's like convulsing, and I'm like, I don't know about.
Yeah, I'm thinking about the beach scene where like her friend is walking on the beach with her, and then she turns around and she's doing that. She's just convulsing in the water, like a
but
crazy
like
bitch.
hornily convulsing, not normal.
No, it's
like,
horny.
It's horny convulsing.
And then you see Nosferatu, which I don't remember who he's played by. Do you remember, babe?
I never watched the movie with.
You didn't watch Nosferatu? I think I watched Nosferatu in November.
Honestly, I think.
Oh no, I think it was. I think it was Christmas. It was like my family goes and watches a movie Christmas Eve or Christmas Day. I think we watched that on Christmas Day as a family.
As your family, you know what? I didn't think about it, but what a family-oriented movie. As a collective and as a village, we need to get rid of both her and him.
I think the rats make it like, we're just like a bunch of little rats.
Well, there were so many of them. And they're real live rats.
That's really gross, actually.
Willem Dafoe was
Willem Dafoe
was just like, they're like my friends. I wanted to make sure they were okay. No. He wanted to make sure they had their union break.
I love that man. I love Willem Dafoe. Shout out to Willem Dafoe, wherever you're at, wherever you are. If you're listening to this, we love you.
Oh my God.
If Willem Dafoe is listening, we love you. Okay.
Stay tuned for that. Yeah. To connect with me.
Okay, so let's get to it. You're here to listen to some Reddit stories. Are we excited?
Excited, prepared. I love judging people.
Oh, yes.
It has nothing to do with me. Yes. But your life is a mess.
Exactly. No, let's go in. Okay, so first one is, am I the asshole for threatening to quit my best friend's bridal party if I'm not the maid of honor? You ready?
Needs more context. Yeah, let's go in.
Right? Okay, so my female 27 best friend, female 28, is getting married. Yay! We've been friends since 7th grade, and she was the maid of honor in my wedding a few years back. When she got engaged, I assumed I was going to be her maid of honor, but she told me that instead, she wants her brother, male, 26, to be man of honor. I was a tiny bit offended, but okay. I figured I'd get to spend less money and effort, no arguments there. Then I find out that she still expects me to do all the maid of honor duties. I'm throwing the bachelorette party. I'm helping buy our DIY decor. I'm the point person for questions and problems on the wedding day. Her excuse as to why her brother can't do any of this? He's such a young guy. I can't count on him. When I pointed out that he's older than my husband, she just brushed me off. I got mad. I told her that if I'm doing all the maid of honor work, I want the maid of honor title, or else I'll walk. Maybe I'm vain for wanting the title, but I do. Am I the asshole?
It's, with these, I'm like, it's always a couple of situations that rips everything apart. Either you become roommates with a friend, and then a year later, y'all are not friends. Y'all are not speaking. Y'all act like you never even saw each other on this planet.
Yeah.
Or weddings, which do the exact same thing. I mean,
I feel like weddings are so polarizing, and sometimes I don't understand why they're so polarizing, but it truly is.
I mean, if you think about it, you're literally, if you think about it from, a work standpoint, you're essentially doing unpaid labor to take on something really big.
Absolutely.
Now, the benefit of it is that first off, this is a fun party. I mean, if you are the kind of person that doesn't derive joy of working and planning and doing any of this, then this is not for you. You are never gonna enjoy this, and you need to come to terms with that, and then also just let people know that, even if you begrudgingly do so, that this is the kind of person that you are. But honestly, with something like that, I'm I understand, I feel like I understand it. I understand wanting the title, because it's you are doing a lot of work for her to do that. But then on the other hand, it's that is her family member.
Yeah. And I think a lot of this is coming from she made her friend the maid of honor at her wedding. So I think there's some reciprocity that she's well, kind of I gave you this. Why are you not giving it to me?
Yeah, but I'm I feel like that's also, it's a common way of thinking of being I did something for you, you should do it back for me. Or maintaining that, you treat someone the way that you want to be treated.
Uh-huh.
But I feel like when the thing that people forget is like when you do things like that, like you wanted her to be your maid of honor. She'd agreed. She willfully did it. She wanted to do it. That's great. But the idea of like, you know, when you're like, okay, so now that this is over, you have to make me your maid of honor, or like I'm expecting you to, or like whatever have you. That kind of expectation places it like not makes your relationship, I feel like, transactional, but in a manner, right? It's like now you have expectations for this friend, and they need to do this and that. It's like, you know, when you give someone a gift and it's like, oh, well, like you're gonna give me a gift back, right? It kind of causes some discomfort if you had just done it and been like, well, if you make me your maid of honor, that's great, would love that. But if you don't, I'm still okay. Like that's great and that's fine as well. So I think if she had approached it with that mindset, it just would have been easier for her to keep the peace. Because I mean, what are you gonna do? Like force her to do it? But then it's also like,
It seems like she's trying to force her to give her that title.
I mean, because it's like,
Yeah.
that's, I don't know how long they were, obviously she didn't say, like, because it's like, how long were you friends? Like, how important is this person to you? Is this like you view this person as your sister, or you know, I mean, I don't know, because it's like, what do you do in a situation like that?
Yeah, I think that you said what, like, how you should feel about it perfectly, especially not expecting when somebody gives you a gift, right? It's like you're not supposed to expect that you get a gift back, but in this case, OP is kind of assuming that she's going to get that title because of all the work that she's doing. And then I think what you were saying is like, when is the point where you're just like, I don't care about the title anymore. This is my friend that I'm doing all of these things for, and I should probably just be happy that I'm a part of the wedding. Which, does that make her the asshole for wanting that title? I don't necessarily think so. Our top comment says, not the asshole, just quit the bridal party. I was on your friend's side until you got the responsibility and not the title.
Now, a quick word from our sponsors about Cozy Earth. Let's talk about something we spend a third of our lives doing: sleeping. Cozy Earth makes luxurious bamboo sheets, pajamas, and more. And I'm not exaggerating when I say the difference is real. Bamboo is naturally temperature regulating, incredibly soft, and way better for your skin than you'd think. If you've been tossing and turning on regular sheets, this is a genuine upgrade. If you're thinking about it, give our promo code a try. That's Project F, all capital, all one word, to get 21% off when you purchase anything such as sheets, pajamas, whatever you need, all in the link in the show notes. Again, good sleep is an investment that compounds over time. So thank you to Cozy Earth for supporting the show. Again, the code is Project F, all caps, all one word, and give it a try. Thank you.
Yeah, because it's like you're expending money, you're expending time, and it's like if I'm gonna be the one doing all that, then like I should be the one who gets to call myself the maid of honor. But I'm like, it's yeah, I would just, like, if I were her, I would quit the bridal party and like make peace with it. And if that is enough to ruin a friendship, then it's, because I'm like, I feel like from the bride's point, it's also like, if I was asking you to do all the work, but I gave the maid of honor title to my sister, I would understand if you were like, hey, you know, respectfully, I'm not going to do these things because this person should be doing it as your, you know, as your whatever.
But just to, like, I don't think the devil needs an advocate, but to play a little bit of the other side, sometimes, like, maybe she's giving her little brother this title to make him feel important in the wedding party. And I think because OP is bringing up the conversation, like, hey, I deserve this title. I'm doing all the work. Why is your little brother not doing it? If the bride ends up being like, hey, like, I just wanted to give him this so that he feels a part of it. At that point, I think if she brings up her feelings on the matter and the bride is like, explains why she made this decision and they can come to an agreement, I feel like that's kind of the best scenario.
Yeah, in this sense. I guess it's also, it like depends on the other person, because it's like when I think about even for my own wedding, it's just kind of like, ideally I would want to like have my friends be a part of the bridal party, but obviously my siblings would be as well. But it's also like me and my youngest have a 7-year age gap. If I were to make her maid of honor, it's just kind of like, I don't think she would be able to fulfill the responsibilities, even just from not from like an emotional standpoint, but just like a monetary standpoint. They're like fresh out of college. They've had maybe a couple of years. They're still renting. They're trying to do their things, but their capacity to plan and like do things on a level that maybe a 30-year-old would is not
different.
there. But it's like, I think you said like it's what, he's 26.
He's
male?
26. Yeah, but they're all pretty close in age. Also,
that would also no, but that would piss me off too, because it's like, he's just a little guy.
Yeah,
he's a year younger. What do you mean a little guy? This is a man.
Exactly.
Like,
and I think a lot of the comments agree with you too, because somebody says, why is he even man of honor in the first place? It seems very awkward to make him man of honor when he doesn't do any of the responsibilities. Plus, it's always maid of honor, not man of honor. What's he there for? OP, you might want to dig deeper to find out why she's going all out not to make you maid of honor. OP responds to this and says, I'm 100% certain it is not intended as a slight against me. It's a mixed gender bridal party. I had one too, and she's always been close with her little baby brother.
if this is because we're in the 21st century. Back in the day, it's like, you're on the men's side and I'm on the women's side.
Yeah.
Gender is a thing.
I didn't realize this, but looking at how many times OP replies to like so many of these comments.
She's got the time.
Yeah, she's got the time.
Clearly.
She's like, not only can I plan an entire bachelorette party, I can also like monitor an entire very popular Reddit thread.
I got the time to gripe.
Yeah.
I can plan and gripe.
I can plan and gripe so hard.
What is it when you can juggling queen?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's things talking about like how she's like paying for extra things. That he's 26 and the bride has always babied him.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to, like, you're never gonna not baby, especially if you're an eldest, especially if you're the eldest girl. Mm-hmm. To the bride's, point, you're never gonna not, especially if you have if you have an okay family dynamic, you're never gonna not baby anybody that's younger than you, even if they're not your direct sibling, because that's just kind of the way that it goes. Obviously, like, that's not to say that people who don't do that, like, oh, like, there's something wrong. I mean, everybody is a little bit different. But I'm like, it's very hard when you are, almost parentified, or you just have that relationship to then be like, I'm not gonna baby him, because it's like, no, that's still my younger sibling.
Yeah, I agree. And this one comment, we're just gonna leave that. My laptop decided to explode. We're just gonna ignore it and move on. Okay.
Also, go about your business.
We'll just go about my day. Okay. But specifically, this person says, I don't know enough to comment one way or another, but can someone explain why the title matters? I'm a man, for reference. It just seems like such a petty thing to be upset about. If you love the person and have the capacity and desire in your heart to help make her wedding great, do it. If you don't. Not minimizing OP's feelings, since I am out of my depth on this topic, just curious. OP responds, I don't want a man who didn't do anything to get credit for all the work I put in.
That's fair. I
feel like, honestly, I'm just like, I personally wouldn't look at it in the same way. So it's hard for me to kind of empathize with this comment, because I'm like, okay, but it is her baby brother. Like, I feel like I would at a point be like, I am putting all of this work, but that's totally my decision. Like,
But that's what a lot of people don't like. When somebody, I feel like, for a lot of people, when they go into a situation, thank God of therapy. Shout out to therapy.
Yeah, shout out to therapy. Shout out therapy. BetterHelp, please sponsor us.
Yeah. But I feel like something my therapist said to me. It's like, you can enter a toxic situation. Know that you're entering. Still do your best because you want to, you desire to, even if you don't need to. But acknowledging all of that before going into it helps you prepare. It's like, okay, so like if I'm thinking in her shoes, it's kind of like, okay, I really care about my friend, and while this probably isn't the best thing for us, like, relationship wise, I'm acknowledging that I'm gonna do it anyway, acknowledging that all of these things that are gonna come up, that are gonna be uncomfortable, that are gonna, rub me the wrong way, rub her the wrong way, rub whoever this third brother party the wrong way, But without acknowledging that, then you just kind of like, and it's something that a lot of people don't do. It's like, for example, like you go into a family situation, right? You're like, I love XYZ member, but they're kind of a bad person, but I still want to interact with them. I don't want to just not show up to family outings. It's like, I'm acknowledging that I'm entering this space and that, all these things may happen, but that I'm only responsible for the way that I feel and what I want to do. And if I am choosing to do that, I have chosen to do so. I can't hold it against that other person that I chose to do so.
Yeah. And I think a lot of this, and you said that so beautifully, like even saying all of these things so beautifully. I love you. But
love you. Big hearts.
I love you so much. But one thing that I think is very important is managing her own expectations for what it is that she's signing up to do for her friend. And all of these comments that I'm going through, it just kind of seems like she wants reassurance from her friend that she matters in all of this. And that title is like one of those ways that she's like, I feel like I can get that reassurance if I'm given that.
Yeah.
And it feels a lot more emotional, I think. And I feel like women tend to have very like emotional relationships more than like
the nuances.
The nuances of a female relationship. And I think that she's like, what am I? Like, what am I to you if like you want me to do all of these things, but you want me to do it for what? Nothing? Like no title, no
what am I just doing it because I'm there?
Yeah. Am I just doing it because I've just been fulfilling this like need for you and I just don't really get the recognition that I feel like I deserve? And I mean, I just feel like it's one of those things that I'm happy that she is intending to talk to the bride.
Is there an update?
There is no update. I'm so sad about that. I was looking at the overview. I was looking at her commenting, and it seemed like she kind of was just like almost venting about how much she's done and how much she deserves the title, but I don't know if she's talked to her friend.
So she's probably still in the situation. I mean, honestly, because I'm like somebody who goes on Reddit to talk about these situations, you're going because either A, you're at a loss. You're at a loss. This is the most shocking, traumatic thing to happen to you. Or B, you're just wanting to vent because you're frustrated because it's not something that you can resolve like right now in the moment. And the answer is she probably can't resolve it because I'm like, weddings, people plan it out like a year in advance or something.
Yeah. And also, just so you know, this was posted 2 days ago.
Oh, this is fresh.
Yeah, so it's completely fresh. It's not one of those like 6 years like have passed and there's just no updates leaving us. So if we keep this one, if I keep it bookmarked, I will let you know.
It won't be a Wattpad story where I'm just waiting for like months and months.
Oh my god, and then it
years.
never comes, and then they delete it, and then
I'm still thinking about it. I'm like, 28? I read it when I was like 16.
When I tell you the Wattpad stories that I read that never were finished and just left on like a cliffhanger.
I just want them to know I think about you more than I think about my ex, more than I think about my familial traumas. I think about you and your writing.
I think about...
Come back, please.
What are some funny names for like Wattpad? It's just like, I love Harry. Like, I love Harry Styles. Harry Styles stan. Like,
I love that. My mom sold me for an Aston Martin to 1D.
My mom sold me for an Aston Martin. It's just the messy bun, coming down, wearing Converse, ripped jeans.
Listening to Lana Del Rey.
Yeah, my mom is yelling at me every single day. She hates me. And then the doorbell rings, and all I see are green orbs. It's One Direction. They're
green
there.
Emerald sparkling orbs. Bro.
They're there to take me as a slave.
I'm fighting back, but I am willing.
I'm fighting back, but this is the nicest that anybody's ever treated me.
No, don't have sex with me. Don't kiss me.
No, don't kiss me. Not all of you. At the same time.
Oh, man.
We were dark and twisted.
What a time.
We were dark and twisted. I don't know if anybody else in high school was like this, or middle school and stuff,
so
but
it's so good. There's still
I'm glad that we were.
There's still this one werewolf one that I'm like, I still think about it to this, because it was so good. And I have to go back and revisit it because I'm like, I don't actually know if it was good or if I was just young and impressionable.
I think I was very young and impressionable, and I definitely read at least 2 or 3 vampire king ones where like Zane was a vampire king.
It's always Zane,
like
Xavier,
Zane,
or like Axel too.
Axel, yeah.
Ryder.
And
And you really see the influence of that now. I feel like now all of these like these
like
what are
Fourth
we-
Wing and like the romance books.
that, but also
Yeah.
in their kids, like, you know, there's all these people having
my
their kids and
God.
they're naming
Rowan.
Oh my
Their kids'
God.
names are Rowan, Zayden, Resand.
And they're spelling it so like
all of the book girlies right now are listening to this and they're like, Jordan, you know me. Jordan, you get me.
they feel seen.
Yes.
Separately, we should, I was like, I wanted to propose on y'all's podcast, we should go through and like do fun readings of some of them.
I would love that. Actually, we could read it to the boys, you know, and
see their
just like
I think it would be
we could
so
read
fun.
chapter 54 of ACOTAR
and really do, you know, like a good like throw like my whole theatrics into it,
my
all of
gosh.
my D&D skills into this.
So this is also another side note because we just keep going off on tangents. But there was one night, I think you and Andres were going to a candlelight. And so you missed one friend gathering. And during that friend gathering, we did a retelling of, and I'm sorry for exposing our friend group for being so weird, but there was like 7 of us. We popcorn read Frisky the Snowman. We popcorn read an entire just like smut novella like around the table where it's a snowman that turns into a man.
I think it'd be so good. Separately, there is one that I'm on the top of my head. It's like Ratatouille, but Ratatouille, if it was you were a chef that got somehow turned into a rat.
Wait, okay.
And you as a rat are helping some man who has no skills to help this girl that you had a crush on that you worked with in the same kitchen.
And he's controlling him with the hair, but like in a...
And they're having sex. But you're a man. Dude, there's this like, somebody on TikTok said this line and it was like, there's a line in the book where it's like, because, you know, it's like he as a rat who was a man is not actually having sex with this woman. And he was just like, envy fills my rat veins. Like,
envy fills my rat veins.
I think it would be really good. I think
what I would want from that is also, not only is there the sex, of course, but there should be really awesome recipes in that book.
Really great recipes. And from my literary minor standpoint, my master's standpoint, I want to analyze. I want to analyze, is this good writing? Are we properly doing this right? Is this good structure, good
how's the
storytelling?
syntax? How's the diction? Like, is this actually like does this metaphor work?
How many times did they go to thesaurus to look up a different way to say something?
Yes. Oh my god. Okay, yeah, we're going to do that. I'm saying it right here right now. We're going to do that. Comment. Also, if you want us to do that, if you like that type of content. Wow, I can't speak. But yeah, I like that. But you know, Reddit stories. We should move on.
Back to Reddit. Yeah,
the
next one.
Back to Reddit. This is a very short tangent, you know. Okay, so second one. Am I overreacting? During my book club this weekend, one of the husbands asked me to stop coming because of what we read. I said no. So I want to, before we go into this one I want to say that
or her husband.
One of the husbands asked me to stop coming because of what we read. I said read, but what we read.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm peaked.
This is like such a perfect transition because of what we were just talking about. I picked this one out because I was like, I feel like Kat would be so, like, I want to read this Reddit story to Kat so badly. But and the fact that we were just talking about reading is perfect. It's perfect.
Serendipitous.
Yes. So I'm part of a neighborhood book club that's been meeting for about a year. It's mostly women in their late 20s to early 40s. And I'm the only guy. We rotate houses every month. And honestly, it's been one of the better ways I've met people since moving here. The club recently got into dark romance. It wasn't my suggestion, but everyone voted on it, and that's just where the group ended up. We spend most of the meetings talking about character development, plot, whether the main male character is actually redeemable, etc. No big deal, right? I'm friendly with everyone, but I don't hang out with any of them outside of book club. I know a few of their husbands from saying hello if they're around before or after meetings, but that's about it. After our meeting a few days ago, I was loading a folding chair into my car when one of the husbands came outside and asked if he could talk to me. He told me he'd appreciate it if I stopped coming to book club. I asked why, and he said his wife has become, quote, way too excited, unquote, about book club ever since they started reading dark romance. And that it was weird having the only guy there discussing those books with a group of married women. I laughed at first because I genuinely thought he was joking, because sometimes guys can be funny like that. But turns out he wasn't joking. LOL. He said he wasn't accusing me of doing anything inappropriate, but that whole situation made him uncomfortable, and that it would solve a lot of problems if I just found a different hobby. I told him I wasn't there to flirt with anyone. I'm there because I like reading. Everyone in the group voted on the books, and I enjoy the discussions. I also said if he has concerns about his wife's interests in fictional, morally questionable men, that's probably something they should talk about together. He got annoyed and said I was intentionally missing the point. I eventually just told him, quote, I'm not quitting a book club because you're insecure about fictional men. If it's that big of a deal, just join, unquote. Now, I'm wondering if I should have handled it differently. I don't want to create tension in the neighborhood, but I also don't think it's reasonable to ask me to leave a group I've been part of for a year because he's uncomfortable. Am I overreacting here?
No, I think OP, you handled that. You are better than me. You were better than me. I'll tell you what.
What would you have done?
Because like he handled it in such like a nice and like straightforward way. I would have been like, I could leave and your insecurities still won't leave, because when you're sitting there laying next to your wife late at night and she's thinking about the man that she wishes you were, this will haunt you for the rest of your life. That's problems that you and her got to resolve. Nothing to do with me. I'm sleeping well at night. You're haunted by a man who doesn't even exist. So not my problem. But yeah, I feel like OP handled that so well, because what do you mean you're upset that your wife is so excited about something that you don't understand? And instead of opening up curiosity, wanting to understand, why is it that you're interested in this? What is it about these characters? How can I provide that to you in a manner?
We need to workshop. We need to workshop like what I need to provide to you, because the main male characters of most fantasy novels is unattainable because it's written by a woman.
Evil. I don't actually want a gun held at me. Like, obviously they're evil, but it's the idea of it. It's like certain elements of it, right?
Yeah, it's certain elements of being wanted. And then it's just, most of it is just being wanted, yearned after, like those feelings of like obsession and stuff, especially for a dark romance. And I've only read a couple of them. It's more of like, it's the obsession, it's the yearning, it's the slow burn for women that they really enjoy. It's not the fact that they want this man to actually exist, which wait, let me take that back a little bit, because kind of want them to exist, of course, but that isn't distance. Reality. At a distance.
On the other side of the planet.
It's not reality.
Aware of who I am.
Yeah. It's not real. I understand what you're saying. It's like, I think that's correct, because it's like, it's also a lot of the dark romance and everything. It's a way to creatively explore taboo. Obviously and I don't know why I have to say obviously, like common sense is not common, but in this world, being interested in, let's say some of the darker things doesn't necessarily mean that like you approve it or you want it. Just because like the ideas of certain things that come out of, what could be trauma, sexual trauma, whatever have you, feelings of manipulation, emotion, definitely trigger warning things, doesn't really necessitate that I'm like, oh yeah, people should go out and, practice these things. Obviously teenagers should not be reading this. If you're impressionable, you should not be reading. I'm sure you are anyway, but you should not be reading this. I also think it's so incredibly interesting in a book club to take these dark romances that are available to everybody and then actually have a
real book club discussion.
Real discussion about what's happening here, if a character is redeemable, what we like, what we don't like. And I think that is a very adult way of handling a fictional, like enjoyable adult meetup, in a way where it's just like, okay, we're exploring interesting, like very interesting topics that we would not have explored if we weren't reading these silly dark romance novels.
It's a book club with structure, which is crazy, because I'm like, I feel like you never really see that.
I know. And like, I feel like this husband is missing that portion of it. He's more focused on the jealousy of like being like, oh, well, like if if she's reading all of these things and kind of like maybe getting off to it or like enjoying it on some level, why can I not provide that type of thing? Why is there another man there?
I would have also embarrassed him. I would have been like, oh, is that how you feel? Does your wife know that's how you feel? Let's call her over right now. Let's talk about this as a trio, because why are you hiding things from your wife?
Yeah, exactly. And I think that there's a comment that I want to read to you. So this person says, no, you're not overreacting. You handled it very well, in my opinion. I'm betting his wife is completely unaware that you spoke with him and would be horrified. At least I would be. OP comments back saying, yeah, I'm trying to find the right way to bring it up. LOL. Someone comments to OP and says, I had a husband like this. I guarantee he has already been giving her hell about this group and accusing her of things when it comes to you. Please do not call her out in front of the group.
In front of the group or in front of him?
In front of the book club group.
No, that's fair. I wouldn't call her out in front of the group, but like, and I would be like, between the two of them, I'm like, not that he has to overly get involved, because obviously it's not his responsibility. Yeah. Like, their relationship is not his responsibility, but I really would be. I'm like, hey, I just want you to know, like, you should talk to your husband, because your husband's doing all of this, and like, you know, I don't know what's going on between y'all. I don't see the benefit of being married to somebody like that. But, you know, because I'm like, dude, insecure men, in the same way that a lot of
insecure men,
insecure men, in the same way that insecure people, like, you know, any kind of relationship that you have with them, when they're insecure in a manner that they're projecting it on you, they haven't really come to terms with it, like, internally within themselves, or like even admitted it to themselves, it will literally branch out and destroy every aspect of their life, because it's basically, there's always going to be someone better than you, someone bigger than you, someone smarter, faster, someone more successful, or someone less, or someone whatever. You know, we're all on a spectrum, like on like a range of different things. But insecure people don't know how to just be with that, to be as is. They're uncomfortable with that. They don't know how to deal with the uncomfortable, and they're like, you know what? I'm gonna go ask this random guy to not attend this, but because like.
Yes, he's trying to find probably, and I'm assuming a lot, but he's trying to find some control in the situation because of his insecurities.
Also, OP said that, dude, why don't you just join?
Yeah, and well, that's another funny comment. Somebody commented like it was the husband talking to OP and says, look, man, now my wife expects me to read, okay? To read. Stop making her think men do that. I'm glad you like that one. Stop making her think that there are men that can do better. Yeah. That I haven't set the bar in hell. Stop being the change we want to see in the world. Stop
letting her think that the bar is above whatever I've already done. Yeah. That's so funny.
I think that's yeah.
Ooh, that's so good. Yeah, honestly, that too, because I'm like, oh man, like because I'm like, I've had an insecure ex where it was like I was reading stuff, and literally what they then did, because they were like, I feel like, because it was a conversation that I had with this person, an argument, I shouldn't say conversation, it was an argument, where he literally sat me down and he was just like, you're like a woman pursuing your master's, you're an intelligent woman who's reading all of these things when you should be reading, you know, self-help books to, you know, to improve yourself. Like, I don't understand. Like, I just feel like you don't do anything like good, and you just are. Because he was really insecure about himself, and then in turn took that and like placed that on me and was trying to make me insecure about myself by being like, oh, you're not an intelligent, or it was an awful relationship. Yeah. I'm not in that relationship anymore,
Thank God.
Thank God. Yeah, thank God for that. But it's like when they're insecure, it's like they'll do things like that, and then they'll try to like twist it in a manner where it's like their insecurity and then is somehow a reflection of the way that you feel about yourself, or even your value and whatever attribute it is that's
projecting, right? Just like entirely projecting.
It's projecting. Meanwhile, like Andra's current partner,
current cutie,
amazing, yes, forever partner. He literally was like, when I told him about there's this one, for me personally, there's this one anime man that I'm like, this him and the female lead in it, I'm like, this is, for me, in my brain, I'm like, this is a template. She's who I want to be. He is who I want to be with.
Andres, it's not your turn yet.
It's literally a really old anime for those of you who, you know, are really into shoujo, like Fruits Basket era, but like the first original Fruits Basket, it's called Maid Sama.
Oh, okay.
She literally goes on to be a diplomat, and now I work in government. She was the template for me. Yeah. To be, I wanted to be her so bad, and I am her now. Yay! And him separately, Usai, like, no matter what anybody says, I get that some people have different opinions and different tastes. that was mine.
Yeah.
That's my man. That's what I wanted. And so he was watching some of the anime and was just like, oh, and then would immediately like go do the scenes with me. Like just some of the like the random ones. And I'm like, see, that's a man who cares. That's a person who loves you, because to be known is to be loved, or to be loved is to be known. To be, something like that.
To be known is to be loved. I think
to be known is to be loved.
Yeah. And that's so beautiful. Oh, I love your mind. I genuinely love the way that your mind works. It's very beautiful. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. But yeah, I don't think that this person is overreacting at all. I think that it's just like, why? Of course you're going to corner the, I mean, it's kind of, I feel like almost, and this is terrible, but I feel like it wasn't like about if that was ever going to happen. It was kind of just when is one of the husbands going to be like, hey, yo, man, why are you here? Which I think is kind of fair to be protective in a sense, where it's just like, hey, why are you're a man and you're single. It seems like he's single coming into this, like the man. He didn't mention that he's married or anything like that in the comments.
Did he mention how old he is?
I think so, but I know just 20s to 40s, and then just 20s to 40s and stuff. And he doesn't once say that he is married, which honestly, I'm not surprised that a man came up and was just like, hey man, why are you here? I think that the way that he is presenting this husband coming up, at least it's like, okay, it seems like the husband is in the wrong, coming towards him, saying all that stuff, being like, hey, why are you here? And just like, I'm a man who loves to read, blah, 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 blah. But like, also, I understand, like, from the husband's perspective, it's like a group of married women and then one man. It's like, hey, man, what are you doing here? Why are you... what's up? You're talking about... and dark romances get really, really sexually explicit, depending on the dark romance.
Yeah.
And so you're discussing themes where it's just like, okay... It's a little weird that a man is there, but honestly, personally, if I had a man that I trusted in a book club and we're talking about these themes, he's been there for a year, I trust his opinions too. So I think that adds another layer of like, okay, we have main male characters, let's get a male perspective. And I find that to be really interesting, at least. So as long as they feel comfortable with him, and it seems like they do because he's been there for an entire year, I can trust OP.
I'm like, I think too, when you place people in boxes, because it's like, I mean, think about it. Like, we're in an era where people are thirsting for community, for third spaces. This is a third space.
Yeah.
This man has, whether it be, you know, maybe he's not interested in dating. Not everybody is interested in dating or whatever have you. He stumbled in upon this and is like, wow, this is really great, and wants to continue being a part of it. This is a part of his community now. I don't think it's fair of a husband to be like, hey, I'm uncomfortable with you. Like, I understand.
Or tell him what to do.
Yeah, I understand sussing him out and being like, oh, are you a pervert? Because
right, yeah,
obviously,
sussing him out is fair. I think that that's like, you know, if my husband did that, I'd be like, I'm not that mad about it. Like,
but he's been in it, because I would have been like, right off the get-go, a man joins in, are you a pervert? Oh, you're not? Okay, cool. You've been here at least a whole year. I don't think that that's the case. So it's just really he's uncomfortable, because I'm like, the husband low-key sounds like the same person who would just be like, oh, like, I don't want you to be friends with a gay man. Because what if he, because again, insecure people, they like, same ex literally was like, oh, like, I don't want you and it was like one of my like really close gay friends, and he was like, I don't want you guys, like, if we went out and went to the bar and got drunk and like came home and slept, not even in the same bed, but even if we were, like, what is the issue, but like just in the same room, he was like, I don't want you guys in the same room together at night, because like he's still a man. I'm like,
that's very controlling.
He's a man who's gay. Like, yeah,
it's like, okay, nothing's gonna happen. Do you not trust me? Like, do you not respect me enough to know that I wouldn't make that decision because I'm with you?
No, but and then I flipped the question on him. I'm like, he's literally, we're platonic. So if I was with if he was a girl and we slept in the same room, would you still be uncomfortable? He's like, yeah, like, I think it's weird for you to do that with anybody. I'm like, what's wrong with you? So there's some people where I'm like, it's insecure people like that. There's just no, that's a you problem.
Yeah.
That's a you problem.
I think just to wrap this one up, do you think that he should bring it up to the other girls in the group?
No, I think that's
like the scenario.
No, it's not. I don't think it would be appropriate, because it's just kind of like you're outing information that is probably private to her, because these are things that her husband's doing with or without her knowing. That's not within her control.
Do you think that he should talk to her?
He should definitely talk to her. I would even like pass it on and be like, I'll talk to you and your husband in the same room if that's something that he wants to take on. He certainly doesn't have to, but definitely address it directly with her, because it would be embarrassing to
get everybody
address
involved.
it in a room, because then it's like everybody knows about the fact that there's obviously issues in this relationship.
Yeah, and I feel like that would like issues like this destroy the sanctity of book club.
The sanctity of book club, the privacy, the way that people view, because then it's like, even if all of the women are okay, now she's like, oh, I'm in a spotlight.
Yeah,
I'm in a spotlight and everybody's staring, and I feel bad because I'm the one that brought this kind of negative, horrible energy into the space.
I think OP wants to bring it up to the group, but I'm like, duh. And a lot of people were like, don't do that. Don't do that. Please don't do that. And I agree with you. I think it's one of those things where it's like, have a conversation with her maybe before or after the group club. Don't like text her because that's weird. Like, you know, just be like, hey, like, your husband said this. Do you guys want to talk about it so that book club can be chill? Or like, I feel like that's good. That's the best. Like, I feel like that's the most adult way of handling the situation.
Yeah.
I feel like being like, hey, Martha, in front of the group, like, hey, Martha, your husband kind of came up to me and wants me to leave.
Hey, Martha.
And then just
divorce your man.
Martha, divorce your man. Martha, your man's a little baby. He can't handle that we're talking about big, 8-foot tall men with big hands and calluses.
Martha, divorce your man. I know some real men. Let me introduce you to some real people.
Yes. We could also just like get Martha on Tinder. We could get Martha on Bumble.
Hinge. Especially for the older crowd.
Yeah. And then we can find Martha a new husband because her current husband seems a little
I recommended Hinge to one of my old coworkers. Like she's like 60 something, but I recommended Hinge.
Ooh.
So I hope she's doing well. I hope she found somebody. I hope she did.
Yeah. I have some family members who met on Hinge.
Yeah, that's oh my god, really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it worked.
Shout out to Hinge.
Yeah,
I hope Hinge as a couple in a committed relationship. I hope Hinge sponsors.
Hinge sponsor. Yeah,
uses y'all as a template.
I mean,
lies to them. We met on Hinge, actually.
We met on Hinge. Me and Kelvin, Hinge. Just if they pay us, but scratch that. Then no Hinge support
but Hinge, if you're listening.
The Hinge. Hear me out.
I swear, Hinge. I can vouch. They met on Hinge.
Wait, I'm gonna be bad. I'm gonna name out 3 that I want to sponsor us. Liquid IV,
BetterHelp. BetterHelp. Okay.
Hinge. You know, hear me out.
That's the fun of it.
Yeah. We're already giving you free promo right now. Shh. Work with us. You know. Okay, moving on. All right, so this one is coming from Am I the Asshole? Title is, will I be the asshole by not telling a guy I've been dating for a month that I'm having artificial insemination to be a single mother?
Oh my god.
I love your reaction.
Oh my god. You people, some of the choices you people make. Holy crap. Oh my god.
Okay, so she goes, prior to lockdown, I've decided to be a single mother by choice. The journey to accepting this has taken 2 years and included counseling and a very thorough plan to ensure I could do this alone. I was happy with my decision, and I was at a good place in life where I realized my desire to be a mother was stronger than looking for a partner, which may or may not happen. And with my fertility declining, I chose to go down this path as a solo woman. Right before I was due to have an artificial insemination with a donor sperm, the pandemic hit, and treatments were canceled. There was no timeline for when things may reopen. For a few days, I was devastated as I was so mentally prepared for this. And then I picked myself up and decided to park my plan. After all, I didn't have a choice. I downloaded a dating app out of curiosity and figured that I could still chat to guys and see what happened without any expectation, really. I've been talking with a guy, let's call him G, and it's only been a month. So, very early stage. However, we've met up twice, with a third meeting planned. Spoken many times on the phone, and I get a really good feeling from him. For the first time in years, quite frankly, I feel emotionally connected with a man, and it feels completely natural and promising. During this time, my clinic called me to say they have had approval to open, and do I wish to go ahead this month with my treatment? I want to be a mother more than ever, so I said yes. And I'm now on medication with my appointment set for next week. While there's no guarantee I'll get pregnant on the first go, I have a conflict in my mind about informing G of my plan. On the one hand, it's at such an early stage of our romance without yet being anything committed that I feel like I'm bringing something up prematurely. On the other hand, I wonder what may happen as time goes on. Am I just delaying the inevitable? Is it deceptive of me not to inform him of something so fundamental in my life? A friend told me that I'd sabotage a potential relationship with him by telling him of this plan right now, and that a man who is really into me will accept me even if I'm pregnant, and that more time is needed for him to really get to know me. But in my mind, I'm wondering if it will piss him off by suddenly saying, "Hey, I'm pregnant, by the way." We've spoken loosely about wanting kids in the future, so I know he'd like a family. But it was a brief passing comment. I'm also not willing to get into a long-term relationship, and we are far too early on to be thinking about a family together. Will I be the asshole if by keeping quiet about the plan for now?
Oh, girl.
Uh,
Oh, girl.
yeah.
You need to not go to a fertility clinic. You need to go to therapy. Do some introspection. Oh my god.
She said she's not willing to wait to get into a long-term relationship. She's not willing to wait.
So, oh my god. See, the thing, I feel like here's like, I don't ever want to, as we're going into this, and I'm being very judgmental, but I don't ever want to be
keep on that vein. I love that.
Just because I'm judgmental doesn't mean that, like, that's a hey, you do you.
Mm-hmm.
But, you do you, and the only person who's going to approve of what you're doing is you. What, like, okay, like, look, so you really want to have a kid because maybe dating isn't going well. But let's dive into that. Why is it that if you are a young, normal looking person who has good, stable whatever in your life, like, you have a good
income,
network,
like,
all of those things, and why are you feeling the need to have a child and be a mother? Because the reality is, even if you're, and I'm not saying single parents can't hack it, single parents can hack it, and there's a lot of people who, they want to have kids, but the thing is, no matter what, raising a child, raising another person takes a community. Why? Mm-hmm. Because human beings by nature require community. Everything that we do, there's no such thing as being completely alone or completely self-sufficient. Mm-hmm. Every single thing that we do is layered on top of relying on each other, having that trust back, having some common ground. That's what society is. Otherwise, we would all, if there was an option for us to just move to the middle of nowhere and rely on no one, we would. But even the people who do that end up going back to people. It's human nature. It's just the way it is. So if you as a woman who, you got your whole life ahead of you, you can do so many different things. You can adopt a dog, adopt a cat, join a run club. I don't love run club, but join a run club. Why do you feel that? What about being a mother and having a child what is that going to actualize for you? Yeah. Is it that you feel like you'll finally have somebody that listens to you and cares about you? Mm-hmm. In which case, therapy. Maybe go to therapy before you have a kid.
She did say that she had all of the counseling, all of the therapy to make this decision. But
I feel like that was just low-key, like, when they do it, I'm like, I think that they're not really comprehending that, because I'm like, a little bit when you go to those things, it's really, because I consider donating my eggs. Yeah. They're really just doing it like, can you take care of this kid from, like, a financial long-range standpoint?
Yeah, can this kid survive? Like, that's what they're checking, and they're just waiting for you to say all the right things so that they can just be like, yeah, this is good, we can charge your insurance for it.
It's not a matter of like the emotional thing. Like, they, like, after it's done, it's done. Yeah. Because I'm like, if you think about it, even people who are in relationships, like, I feel like I saw this one TikTok that was really great, where this woman was basically like, some things that you should ask yourself. Is this a man who, if you're going to have kids with him, is he going to prioritize you over his family? Prioritize this kid over his new family, over his old family? Is this going to be somebody that, if you don't make money, if he doesn't make money, how are you guys going to approach it? Is this somebody that you can rely on to be able to communicate and work through difficult, horrible times? Not that we're saying, those times, you want those times to happen, but going into something where I can only be with you when things are great, I can only have you when things are great, is not sustainable.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you having a kid, I'm like, oh, dude. And then, like, not even that, I'm like, she would be sabotaging a relationship, but not sabotaging a relationship because, like,
I think, well, she's made this decision to do it, which I think is in her power. In her power is like, she wants to do this thing. She knows that that's what she wants. It's the weirdness of being like, should I tell the person that I'm seeing that I'm going to be pregnant? Why are you questioning that? Why is that a question? Why are you not wanting to tell? Why are you wanting to sabotage, lie, and like kind of like falsely put this person in a situation that is very uncomfortable? It's like, to me, at least reading this, I'm kind of feeling that OP is being very selfish, because you want what you want. It's not against like it's not against you, like, to think, I don't know, like, you can do whatever you want. I don't know what I'm saying. I understand what you're trying to say, though. No, that's actually... I'm like, do what you'd
like, but don't force your decision on another person.
Exactly.
You're cornering. Because it's like...
You know that this is going to happen, and you know that it's weeks, like a week away, and you're just like, you're sitting here being, maybe I should tell this person that I'm dating, but maybe I shouldn't. And her friend is like, no, you shouldn't. You should lie.
Well, this person, first of all,
hide this crazy thing.
But this lady sounds crazy, because you've known him for a month. Gone on 2 dates.
Yeah. 31, with a third one planned.
30 to 31 days. Mm-hmm. Me personally, if I really, and like, I don't know about other people, like there's tons of different ways that other people like to do. Me personally, if I really like someone, I'm like even if it's like we're not serious yet, but I'm thinking about it or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm seeing you more than 30 to 31 days, because like people are not future projecting themselves into like things that like if you really care about a person, you're going to end up living with them.
Exactly.
You know, you're going to see them every day.
Yeah. And she's not, like, the thing is, she's not willing to commit to a long-term relationship at this point because she wants a kid.
But it's also,
it's like, why are you leading on this guy and you're going to be pregnant and kind of give him only the choice of like, hey, like, you're going to be a father. Like, you're going to wait for him to have feelings for you, is what she sounds like she wants to do. She wants to wait for him to develop feelings, develop a care for this girl, and then tell him, oh yeah, by the way, you're going to have to care for 2 of us. Hee hee hee, haha.
I think it's no different from like a single parent going on a date and then not disclosing the fact that they're a single parent.
Exactly. I think you lead with that. You lead with the fact.
Yeah, otherwise I'm like, you're a bad parent too. What, you're embarrassed of your child?
I mean, that reminds me of,
it's, you know, easy.
My brain rot is so real, because that just reminds me of, I'm a mommy. I'm a mommy.
Like a mamacita?
Mamacita? A mom of what? A dog?
She's crazy.
No, I'm a mommy.
like of a human being.
Of a human child, actually. And the fact that she waited to tell Jeremiah, and I'm talking about Love Island, by the way.
Yeah.
That's weird, because I feel like you're trying to trap somebody.
But it's like people being like, well, if he really cared about you, dude, it's not a matter of him. First of all, it's not a matter of him caring about you.
It's about knowing who you're with and being able to make an informed decision based on knowing who you're with, which I love myself for this, but I can't hold a secret at all.
You're
I'm
transparent
as hell.
And is that so bad?
The idea, I would, upon meeting somebody, I'd just be like, by the way, I'm scared of my fertility window closing down, and so having a child is one of the major things that I want to focus on right now. How hard is that to bring up in like a second date? I get maybe not bringing it up in a first date, that might come on a little bit strong, you know, but if that is your goal and it's something that you've been waiting for months since the pandemic, this is your one goal, that's a part of who you are. Why are you hiding that? There's nothing wrong with hiding that. And somebody who loves you is going to support you through that decision.
But it's exactly as you're saying. And also, like, realistically speaking, you guys loosely talked about kids, but did you guys even like project like further? You know what I mean? I'm like, you're making a really big life decision, and you must care about this person enough to take this other person into account. Yeah. Sorry, it's been dry for you, girl, but like,
sorry, it's been so dry. I mean, pandemic. If you didn't have a relationship before the pandemic and you were just like locked down,
I don't know, the online dating of the pandemic. I mean, it was horrible. It was a product of its time. It's like, you know, like when I look back to Twilight, I'm like, in the moment you're having fun. Do I want, but like, you know, you grow up a little bit. Do I want to go back? Do I want that to repeat? Hell no.
Yeah.
But in the moment, I'm like, oh, what a fun little thing. I'm at the, you know, the door opening into my adulthood, and all these things are happening.
Exactly. So dating was like, yeah.
It's one of those, you know, horrible, but like in a manner, it was an experience.
Exactly.
I don't know. It just because it's like you're having a kid and then you're like either forcing that on him or force the opposite. If he's not okay with that, you're gonna get really upset with him because it's like, but it wasn't his decision.
Oh my God, you're so right. She's putting herself in a position to be extra hurt.
Because it's like, oh, well, you're a bad person. You're just not a good guy.
You just don't care for me in the way that I deserve. I don't know. I don't like that.
I guess you're like all men that are dating, and that's why I want to be a mother instead of go out and date and see if I can find the... Why would you force that? Because, like, why would you force that on someone?
Yeah, the comments are agreeing with you. They're saying, sorry, you're the asshole. This is very important information that you should share so he can make a decision as to whether they want to build a relationship with you. Before, it was just you. Now you are involving another person who, honestly, you really don't need all of it all if your primary goal is to just have a child. You should let him know while it's still early in the process and he's not that attached. Waiting would be trapping him. Yeah. So I think that said that very well. Someone also says, also just wanted to add this, OP's friend is giving terrible advice. If he's really into her, he'll accept her even if she's pregnant. Hard no. This guy has known her for a month. Her getting pregnant without explanation is going to be nothing but red flags, and I don't know many guys that would stick for that. OP says to this, thank you for validating my thoughts. I never expected to be in this situation. I'm going to tell him face to face in the next day or two.
Yeah, dude, your friend, fire your friend.
Yeah, fire your friend because it's just like, why is your friend at pot stir? Oh my God, like your friend just wants to see the fire. Like sit back with some popcorn and like watch it all burn to the ground.
That is not a friend. That is because that is somebody preying on your downfall. Because I'm like low key, like you don't even know if you like the way that this person brushes their teeth.
Yeah.
You don't even know if you can sit and eat cereal and maybe you aren't super annoyed with the way that they eat.
Yeah, and how are you going to know if this person is going to instill good values into your child if you don't know who they are? Like you were saying before, like there's so many things that you need to consider when you're having a child. And having a stable support system is probably the first thing that you should focus on. And you're just going to keep on dating? No, it's just, there's so many things here. But we do have an update. Yay.
I'm like, that's crazy. Because I'm thinking about it. I'm like, dude, like, why would you do that to another person? Like, you freaking, like, your decision, your life decisions, great. You want to make those decisions, that's all you. But that has nothing to do with me and my life decisions.
Yeah. And I think
my eye is twitching because I'm just kind of like it stresses me out because I'm just kind of like, I see so many people, there's so many people that like rush into getting married, rush into getting a family. What are you rushing into? You have your whole life. This is another person. And if you are a good parent, this is a whole other person that you are taking care of. You are caring. This is somebody that like, you have to care about this person even if they do something bad.
And I don't understand OP. Just going to make that clear. I don't understand why she's thinking this way, but what I do kind of get is she's worried about her fertility window.
Hey guys, if you've been curious about matcha but thought it was complicated, think again. Mantra Matcha has blends with actual benefits. We're talking sustained energy without the jitters, better focus, and a smooth taste that doesn't taste like grass clippings. If you want to try their most popular flavors, I highly suggest the banana cacao. It's incredible, it's smooth, rich, and perfect for muscle recovery and mood. Or grab their superfood berry blend, packed with many antioxidants to fight inflammation and keep your energy steady all day long. Whether you're the traditional ceremonial vibes or just want to throw it into your morning routine, Mantra's got premium Japanese matcha that actually tastes good. If you've been hesitant, now is the best time to give it a try, because when you use our promo code PROJECTF, all capital, all one word, you get 15% off. Try it today and you'll be wondering why you waited so long. Again, that's Project F, all caps together.
There's so many options, and I kind of get that because it's like, I mean, I know myself, I'm a planner. There's a very specific time when I want to have a kid, and I know that won't always work, but in a perfect world in my brain, I'm going to have a kid exactly when I plan to have one. And it's going to be perfect. And then I'm going to be young enough to where I can chase them around. And I'm not going to my knees aren't going to give out when I go and pick up my kid. So
that's fair. No, I mean there's that to consider too. And
Yeah.
then there's always the other thing is I'm like adoption versus not adoption. I mean it's a nuanced topic for sure.
it's super
Building
nuanced,
and having
but
a family,
there's a very clear right way to handle this specific thing. And I don't know why her friend was giving her advice to just not say anything. Maybe we're missing some context about how she feels about this guy. But I see it going in two ways. I see it going in, the guy is like, and I haven't read the update yet. So I see it going to where the guy is just like, no, I don't want to be with you. That's crazy to put, like, I don't know you. I'm going to get myself out of here.
Girl, I'm dipping,
Or I see it being like, hey, like, I've grown a really strong connection and I'm willing to see this, like, through with you. If this is your decision, you want to do this, like, I want to be a daddy, you know? It could be that. That's sweet,
I mean,
you know?
look, y'all's mess to go through. But
Yeah.
me personally, if I was that guy sitting down, I'm like, girl, what do you mean you want to do all of this? Like,
Yeah.
I don't even know if I, like...
We don't know how old they are, too.
That's true. True. There's that. Because I'm like, man, just imagine, like, you're sitting there, you're on a date, you're having a good time. She comes in, hey, I just want you to know, I'm pregnant. Girl, pregnant with what?
With what?
I'm so sorry. Like,
pregnant how?
So I guess you decided to go have sex with other people. What that got to do with me?
I
mean, this is
immediately
ending.
just be like-
I'm getting up and leaving. Like,
Yeah.
okay, goodbye.
I would just be like, okay, so you got a roster. Got it.
Yeah. The other, I'm like, oh, well, I went through IVF.
Oh. Was this something you were always planning? Yeah, you know, there's so many things.
Invest that emotional energy and time into yourself.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Okay.
neither here nor but yeah, so what's the update?
So this update, it goes, a month ago, I was asked if I would be the asshole for not telling a guy I had only started dating that I had plans to become a single mother. I was scared I'd lose him, but also felt I would be deceiving him by not telling him, thus making the investment in our relationship unfair. The comments were pretty much unanimous in that I am an asshole, and I needed to tell him, and this validated my decision to go forth and be honest, as nervous as I was. I explained my situation about taking 2 years to come to this decision, how my fertility clinic had shut down due to COVID, which was why I had gone back onto dating apps. I explained how my clinic had reopened after meeting him, and how important it was to me to continue in my journey to become a mother. I knew this was baggage he hadn't expected, and that there was every chance he would step away from the situation. Well, he didn't. We are now in a committed relationship, and he's been supporting me in my journey. I've had 2 unsuccessful artificial inseminations with donor sperm, my original plan, and we've spoken about having children together. As early on as it may seem, he told me my honesty made him consider his own future and how he really wants a family someday, and how he has admiration for me being honest about my situation, and how he wants to help me fulfill my desires to be a mother, whether with him or a donor sperm. Either way, he wants to be a part of my life. I wanted to provide this update as a positive outcome has come out of being labeled an asshole, and it pushed me to do the right thing, which has in turn meant I have the most understanding and accepting boyfriend. Had I kept this info from him, it would have played on my conscience, as well as most likely have caused him not to trust me. So, thank you. She did edit it. She said, gosh, I didn't think this post would blow up in this way. Thanks for the lovely words of support, and also those of you taking the time to provide food for thought of co-parenting and step-parenting. This is new territory for me, and I don't know anyone else in my day-to-day life who has been in this situation, so it's so valuable for me to hear your views and gain new perspectives. Thank you, kind Reddit community.
You're not a bad person.
Aww.
Yeah, I mean, she's like...
She took accountability.
Yeah, like, I think kudos to her for stepping forward. I want to know if she's still friends with that girl. For stepping forward and being honest with him. That's, man, y'all are moving faster than lesbians. Like, Christ.
Yeah.
Love that for y'all. Yeah, I mean, but it's just, I'm still thinking, because I'm like, are we not concerned about the red flags? Because, like, you know, the 3-month window, right? When you're dating somebody, especially somebody that you don't know previously, like you weren't actually friends with or anything like that. It takes about 3 months to chip away at essentially any exterior that person has and get to like an underlying layer. Like, not saying that like, oh, people are being fake or whatever, but you know, you have the person that people meet when they first meet you, and then, you know, it takes about 3 months for them to dig a little bit deeper. You get to know someone a little bit more. Usually the 3-month mark is when a lot of relationships end up breaking.
Yeah.
Or separately,
have
then
heard
let's say
about
that you
this.
stay through, it takes 3 years to actually kind of truly get to know someone.
Yeah. That is
On a deeper level.
This is like, that's actually backed by a lot of like science. With like how the brain works and how the brain like solidifies memory and trust and things like that, which always surprised me. When people get engaged and married in the first year of dating, it always is like, I'm like, wait, you don't
even
you
know
don't
this
know
person.
I'm like, please wait, please
You
don't
just
do
ran
this.
into this. I mean, I guess they're
Yeah.
dating, and it's like, kudos to him for being supportive.
I think you can go through so much in a year, you know, to figure out whether or not this is your person, and I truly believe that. But I don't know.
That's
This is
that's a
positive.
very big decision to
Mhm.
like. I'm curious how old they are, because I'm like, man, if you're in your 20s, why are you doing all that?
Yeah.
That's a lot to do. If you're past your 20s, okay, I can understand, because you know the clock is ticking, and you know you want to you have an end goal of where you'd like to be. You're trying to get to that end goal, like whatever that looks like. It's not going to look straightforward and simple. But I'm like, anytime you're in your 20s, I'm like, your 20s are for starting over 50 times over, if that's what it takes.
Exactly. I agree with that. And I am actually like completely floored right now, because I went into her like account just to see if she posted anymore, and she gave us another update.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Wait, read the update. Read the update.
Yeah. So this is like, wow, she like stuck with it. And by the way, the original post was made 6 years ago.
Oh, it's been,
20
cool.
pandemic,
Yeah.
That surprised me too, and then I was like, wait,
Yeah,
okay.
COVID, okay.
So she goes, I tried posting the below to Am I the Asshole, as I had a number of requests for updates, but it turns out you can't post more than one update. So I'm posting this to my profile instead
cool.
for anyone who may be interested.
I
Thanks
didn't
for
know that,
reading
yeah.
and for being interested. OP, we were interested, and we are here.
Yeah, thank you for the update.
Yeah, thank you for the update. Because
I didn't even know there were Reddit limitations like that.
I didn't know there
Good
was
to know.
either, because people normally don't leave updates like all the time. So
But I thought people could leave more than. But I mean, I guess it's like when people leave updates, it's like you're following on like a new thread or something. I don't know how this stuff works.
Yeah, I think it's like, I'm still learning how it works. I think it has something to do with the fact, like the actual server.
Yeah, the way
server
it works.
rules. Yeah. So she goes on to say, I wanted to put out an update after receiving a number of requests and good wishes. It's been 14 months since the last post. I commenced fertility treatment back in June 2020, just after my third date with G, having told him of my plans. After 3 failed rounds of artificial insemination, the last of which ended in an early miscarriage, I switched to IVF and fell pregnant the first round in October 2020. I was with G when the clinic called to confirm my pregnancy, and he was genuinely thrilled for me. Me and G continued to date during this time. Last summer is full of lovely memories of park picnics in the sun, long scenic walks, cooking dinners together, and generally wholesome hanging out. My country fell into a strict lockdown in December 2020.
Oh, they're not American.
Yeah, I guess. In December 2020 at 3 months pregnant. We continued our relationship long distance as he moved from my city back home temporarily to look after his mother. We found ways to keep things alive, sending each other gifts, for example. G moved back to the city earlier this year, and throughout the final stages of my pregnancy, we continued to see each other. 2 months ago, I gave birth to a boy, B. I was only allowed one consistent guest, which was my birth partner, my mother. I kept G up to date and sent videos, had calls from the hospital. He couldn't be with me physically, but he'd packed a whole bunch of useful things for my hospital bag and ensured things were as comfortable for me as possible. G describes my son as an extension of me. Despite not being the biological father, he wants to play a fatherly role, which warms my heart. I've been learning a lot about what I need to do to ensure B can thrive without a biological father and have great male role models around him, like G. It hasn't all been plain sailing, though. I moved in with my mother when I commenced fertility treatment. That was always the plan, to help support me, not financially, but rather to help look after B. And she was cynical of me dating someone who wasn't the biological father. She found the whole thing unconventional, which it is, and unrealistic. A week ago, they met for the first time, and she liked him and is slowly accepting him. B is my world and my priority. Me and G are still on a learning curve to figuring things out. But what we are sure about is that we want to build a life together. Thank you to all who took the time to offer constructive and encouraging advice. I sometimes wonder if I'd be with G if I had not told him the truth about my fertility plans. And r/am I the asshole made that decision very clear for me. So thank you.
That explains a lot, though, that they're not American.
Yeah.
I feel like, that explains a lot, because it's like other countries, like, not that they necessarily follow a completely different cultural norm, but because America is so large, it does, there are certain things that we come across that we've considered to be American culture that is not necessarily like the culture in other countries.
Yeah, and I feel like them not being from America actually kind of makes
it explains
it's
a little bit more normal. Yeah, because
I think American culture, I feel like the drama, but I feel like maybe I'm kind of stereotyping, though, like generalizing at least.
We're
Americans.
I'm American. I can generalize. That's right.
But like I feel like I'm generalizing that most people wouldn't want that extra baggage, which dang, I feel like in other countries, maybe they're a little bit more open and accepting of people just kind of like, if you want to have your family, and I'm going to still love you and we'll still learn through this.
Well, America's going through this thing of like, we're changing the dynamic of like, you don't have to go and have a kid and then like have a family, or even that, being in a romantic relationship is the center of your world. So we're going through this like cultural shift where there's like different things and different life paths for different people.
Yeah.
And I think other countries are like kind of getting to that point as well. But we, as always, because it's just the way American history is, are kind of leading that and being very vocal about it on top of that as well.
Yeah, I mean, the average age for American women who are having babies is rising. It's going to over 30,
new,
and that's completely new. We aren't having babies, typically not having babies as young.
Yeah.
We're shifting to an older demographic. We're also getting older. There's a lot of things shifting in American culture that aren't surrounding traditional family life, which is, I think, pretty cool. I don't know. I think it's a little bit, maybe shifting towards like prioritizing workplace environments and like,
we're having
self-actualization that way.
We're having more forethought about what the future is going to look like and planning for that. As in this current society, that's what we're doing, which is great. But it's a lot of things that old society, they weren't thinking about, 100, 200 years from now. They were just like right now. But us as a collective, we were fixing a lot of issues from them thinking like that. And then moving forward, like in the future, when we're gone, what does the world look like for other people?
And I think that we can talk politically very well between the two of us. Yeah. But one thing that I do want to mention is that also the cost of living is getting a lot higher, which is probably why people aren't having children at a younger age, because the cost of having a house and having a child, it's like, okay, so you go to the hospital and you're spending $30,000 to have a kid. That's insane. And so why have a kid?
It's why have a kid, but it's like, dude, these like, do I look like I want to clock into my shift at the bread factory and go home to 5 open mouths and I've got 2 pennies in my wallet to spare? Like,
exactly.
What kind of life is that? Not just for yourself, but what kind of life is that for your kids? Why the hell would I want to bring something into this world and not be able to give them or even have them have like a decent, okay life? Like, what is the point of that? But also, I'm like, great for her. Me personally, if I was him, he's a better man than me, because if I was him, I'd be so pissed. Bro, you're prioritizing something else is your world. Yeah. And you didn't even, you just met this thing. Like, what do you mean? You just met him.
Yeah, you just met him and then he's signing up for it, but he's also being like insanely like helpful throughout this entire experience without making it about himself. Who is this man? And like, how did you find him? Because he's not even staying in the hospital with you, but he's packing the bag. He's making sure he's there for all the updates. He's meeting the family. He's taking it slow. He's trying to be a part of this kid's life, and recognizing the fact he's not the biological father. All he can do is play like a role, like a fatherly role.
I would want to like meet somebody like that, because I'm like, that sounds great and all on paper, but like it's human nature to be selfish. Not that I'm saying everybody wants to, but it is something, when we do things, there's an end goal to it. You don't just do something just to do something. There is an end goal to doing things. that's being kind and being understanding and caring about other people is being aware of that and then trying to work with that so that it works in your life, that you can be like that. But ultimately, you know, people, you know, you think about yourself before you think about, you know, the child in Africa. And so I'm just like, that's great that he's doing that.
Yeah.
Me personally, I'd be upset. Like, imagine you're sitting there and they're like, so I'm gonna get pregnant. I'm not pregnant yet. And this person, this little tiny person, because I want to be a good parent, is going to be the center of my world. You cool with that, or are you not cool with that? I'd be like, I'm going to walk away, because
I'd be like, I don't know. That seems like a lot.
You already told me I'm going to come second to to this person who doesn't even exist yet. Yeah. That's crazy.
And I mean, like, I feel like there's a lot of people out there that also yearn to have a family.
Yeah,
and so they want to be a part of like a family system. And if I was sitting here and I was like, hey, like I didn't have Kelvin, I was just single and I wanted to have a baby, I know that I have a pretty bomb ass support group, and like I'm surrounded by a lot of women that I feel like you guys would look at me crazy. You'd be like, Jordan, you're insane. But once the baby,
be so happy.
You're insane. But once the baby is here, it's like, oh, I have so many hands in this kid's life where I'm like, okay, I feel secure and awesome and like ready to have a baby. And I would just hope that OP has that, and I hope that her family life is like amazing, because it sounds honestly like she's getting all the things that she wanted. And because she went to Reddit of all places to get that advice, she's actually in a better place than she would have been if she was just listening to her friends.
Yeah.
It's cool.
I mean, her mother was in the birthing room.
Yeah, which I mean, like, I feel like that's all she needed.
Yeah.
She wanted to have a baby. She was spending 2 years to like put herself through this like training to have one, and she made it happen, and she didn't need no mans to do it. I love that.
Yeah, good for her.
Yeah,
glad your life worked out. That's crazy. Not my decision, but glad it worked out for you.
I think this would have been I would have had a very different feeling about this story if there was no update.
Yeah, I think if there was no update, and then, I mean, I think also the realization that they're not from this country did help a lot, because I'm like, man, in America, I can't, like, the economy is different in other countries, you know what I mean? But in America, I could not imagine doing that. Like, I would think that if you're a parent, being a single parent in this day and age right now, I would think that you're being very selfish, because especially if you don't have one. And I'm not saying that like there's no need for community. There is a need for community. I get it. I get being lonely, but
you're just like,
it's a really, I think a lot of people don't like, it's a really big undertaking. Even just being a sibling is very different from like being a parent. And then the reliance that you have, like, especially if you're a woman and you don't have a very good relationship, or you don't have a mother figure, child rearing, I'm like, the older I get, I'm like, the more I'm understanding child rearing is so heavily dependent on what we see from our moms, from our grandmothers. Like, so much of it is from them, and a book does not equate to the same thing as like having your mom in your life.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that part of that just comes from the way that humans learn, by mimicking, and like, and just what is like kind of conditioned within you as a child, that is what you're gonna bring, no matter, like, I mean, you can read so many books and you can have so much assistance and stuff, but there is a point where it's like, okay, you were conditioned one way by your parents. You're going to take that. You have to be cognizant and aware of what you're going to take into your kid's life because of what you've been through. And just knowing that is like part of the steps in the right direction. And I feel like once you think about those things, then it's like, I feel like you're okay to go. Like, you know, go make that journey, but you gotta, there's so many factors to raising a kid. And I feel like people just sometimes don't think that far ahead.
And also, it's about experiences, because I'm like, it's one of those things where like some people, because you know, it's like people talk about it. They're like, oh, I don't need to experience something. If I plan it out, I can make that experience go perfect. But having a kid is one of those things where you can plan whatever you want to plan.
Yeah, and you don't know how it's gonna turn out.
Like, it's an experience, and every single kid is different. Like, I don't think that there really is a way to do it. Like, you just got to take the path. And if that's the path that you want to take, you just take it knowing that you have no idea what it's going to look like.
Exactly. Yeah, no, I think that's so correct. And yeah, I don't know. I'm so happy that she gave us an update. I'm happy that it ended well.
Good for her.
Yeah. I see a lot of stories that don't necessarily end well, and this is a good one. This is a really good story.
That was a feel good. Man, it started out rocky though. That was crazy.
I was like, oh, there's like a whole life lesson.
Don't be a liar.
Oh my God, do not lie. But yeah, that is all I have for you today. Thank you so much, Kat.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
Thank
no.
you those was good stories. That was really good
very
stories.
good stories.
Yeah.
I had a blast. So take a couple minutes, talk about yourself, talk about what you're doing. Please plug away.
Thank you. So my name is Kat, Central Florida native, sorry, not native, local, super passionate about food and just creating really nice communities and third spaces like this. You can find me on Instagram at catxlee, 1E, just one, or find me on Substack as well, same handle. I write about all of the different food things that I'm doing and just other really long tangents that come out of my brain. But thank you for having me. Thank you. It was so fun.
And she's an incredible writer. If you want to go on a journey and if you want to just like have a greater love for food and like all things, not only Florida, but just like all things life. I mean, if you've listened to this entire thing, you can tell that she is just a big, beautiful brain. And if you want more of that, which I think you should go over to her stuff. We're going to link it in the show notes. We're going to have it there for her to like shine because she deserves to shine and
Jordan
she's incredible.
wants me to marry her. That's what she wants.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
Sorry, Kelvin.
If you want, I'm open. Kelvin's here, but we can do a throuple. A quadruple. It's a polycule. Yay!
We're on a tandem bike, bro.
Just kidding, everybody. But yeah, thank you so much for being on the Project J&K podcast. If you're listening, please remember to leave a 5-star review on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. We love doing this. We absolutely love that we get to do this every single week. It's very fun. I almost just swallowed my spit and coughed.
Subscribe to their podcast.
Subscribe, please. So we can keep doing this because we absolutely love it. I hope you have a beautiful and incredible day wherever you are in the world listening to this. And yeah, okay, that's it. Bye.